evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome to tonight's weather report and forecast. It's just a few days before Independence, as we are looking forward to it next weekend. But however, today we had mostly sunny skies across much of the country, with the cooler conditions towards evening, but by afternoon it was mostly hot over much of the country. So we urge you to keep hydrated, as we're still expecting these hot conditions as we get ahead into the forecast, and also towards evening we're expecting cooler conditions, so it's advisable to have a light jacket close by when needed. But for Independence, we're expecting it to be cloudy over the southern parts, but for this weekend, however, we're expecting mostly sunny skies across board, just few touches of cloud infiltrating, especially the northern parts as we get into Saturday and Sunday. But as we get into the start of next week, we're expecting a bit of moisture to drift in from the west, covering the western parts of the country, where we're expecting it to get cooler towards the end of the week, with this evening projected to have cooler conditions along the main watershed, where we're expecting a few 12s in areas such as Bulawayo, Gweru, as well as Harare. But to the Zambezi Valley, we're expecting mild conditions by night, becoming warmer as we get into the day, with 30s projected in that area. Should be cooler over the south. We're expecting temperatures to slightly glide into the 30s as we get into Monday for Bulawayo, and continuing with that 30 trend as we get into much of this week. For Matopo, we're expecting it to slowly rise to about 29 for Sunday, following that trend as we get into the middle of the week. Gwanda expecting a few 30s as we get into the week, but cooling down because of cooling southeasterlies that we're expecting over the weekend. For Gweru, we're expecting the same, with temperatures ranging from 26 for tomorrow. For Masvingo, expecting 27 for tomorrow, slowly rising to about 30 by midweek. For Mutare, also expecting them to rise to about 29 by midweek. But for Nyanga, just a slight rise there around Friday into Thursday, as we get into 24 on Thursday. For Marondo, we're expecting a few 25s for much of this week for our maximum, but our minimums falling to about 10 degrees for tomorrow. Also for Harare, we're expecting 12 for tomorrow as our minimum, rising to about 27 by afternoon. For Kadoma, we're expecting a minimum of 14, but it rises to about 29 by afternoon. A few 30s also being picked up in the afternoons as we get into the middle of the week. For Chinhoyi, starting at 14 degrees, it goes up to 28 by afternoon. For Victoria Falls, it's 17 in the mild category, but it goes to the hot category by about 30 degrees projected there. 30 also for Lupane, beginning with that morning temperature in the cool category, whilst Bindura is also expecting cool conditions in the morning, becoming warmer as the day progresses. For the Caribou, expecting it to be mild at first, becoming warmer as the day progresses, with a few 30s being projected there. So with that, we urge you to keep hydrated and keep warm, especially in the evening. So it's the tale of two weathers as we get into the weekend.